Hey guys, welcome back to the Enlightened Logger channel. This is the end of our week, so we are going to be processing some firewood today. We've knocked out most of our jobs for the week, and any that we have left are stuff we can kind of massage around. I'm going to turn you around here and show you the pile that I'm starting out with, and then kind of show you throughout the day how things go. So you can see there, we've taken a pretty good chunk out of this, and then we've put a pretty large dent in the older stuff. It had quite a bit of debris in it, so some of our customers didn't want it, so we've kind of massaged that around a little bit, and we're going to end up getting more of that out. We're going to carefully load it and try and get some of the debris out. But we've got 4 more loads going, small dump truck loads, and then actually 5. I've got another one going later today, so we're going to have not a heck of a lot of inventory left after that. So I'm going to work on getting everything cleaned up here at the machine. Spin you back around. I'm going to get everything cleaned up at the machine here. I'm going to set you up so you can see me how I actually start my day. Usually I just show you jumping right into it, and this happens to be a pretty good scenario of how we leave it, because it's, we get small chunks of time. We don't always get to be out here for, a few hours at a crack like we like. Sometimes it's an hour, hour and a half, whatever we get, we jump into it. But today happens to be a day where we can spend a little bit more time, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. This here is the larger chunks that I always throw off to the side. You get stuff that's way too big in diameter, so you end up getting the large pieces that come off the top of the splitter head, so I just throw those off to the side. There's the debris at the bottom that comes out underneath the splitting chamber, and then as you can see, it does build up some under the machine. I know some guys will actually lift the deck up, pull the machine forward, and then scrape out from there. There's not really a lot because I tend to stay on top of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and shovel it, kind of rake it out a little bit. So it'll take me 10-15 minutes to get everything cleaned up and ready to go. By the time I get the this small sawdust pile out of the way, I'm kind of an OCD freak about the fact that I like to have a clean work environment. I don't like standing on uneven ground, standing on chips and bark and stuff like that. I'd rather have a good hard surface for my feet so I'm not slipping around. And I don't like tripping either. That's the other thing. You're around dangerous enough stuff. I'm just one of those guys that likes to have a pretty clean work environment. So I'm going to get this area cleaned up. We'll get all the machines fueled up and ready to go, and then I will show you the beginning process and jumping right into it here. I'll show you guys a little different angle than what we're used to. Like I said, I usually will just shovel this off to the side. If I had a skid steer this morning, I would use that, obviously. But we've got one machine down, and another one is out in the field. Jake took that to help with the big removal. Honestly, I don't mind shoveling a little bit, and it's a good way to warm up your muscles. Especially when you're over 40, you start to appreciate that more. I'm sure some of you guys can relate out there. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect, but like I said, I like to have a little bit cleaner work environment. Here's the other one you got to watch for, is the debris that builds up inside of here. It'll eventually start to slow down the belt some on the conveyor. So I like to make sure and stay on top of that, cleaning that out. I don't know if there's a better way to do it and keep it clean, because there's so much stuff that still comes down the the chute there, where it's coming out of the end of the splitting chamber, and then obviously onto the belt. You know, as many of you guys know, firewood is a messy business, and just one of those things you gotta be cognizant of, because it doesn't take much to jam up a belt. You gotta stay on top of your clean outs as well as your greasing of your fittings. Those bearings are constantly spinning. And as you can see, quite a bit of debris will build up in this spot fairly quickly. Like I said, I clean this out every time I use it. So these are just some of the things that you got to do to get your day set up for success. There's quite a lot of debris in there, as you can see. Okay, get that cleaned out. This guy over. As much as that looks like a pain, those sleds really save a lot of time. Being able to drag that stuff out, clean it up. So, next step is go through, double check our oil and our fuel, make sure everything's good there. I'm going to grab a log loader truck, bring that over here, and we're going to get to work. Got a great start so far. Guys, back with you. Did a couple other little things, just topped off the fuel, double checked a couple things, the oil. Now I'm going to swap out this chain real quick, and you can see in the background I've got the log loader set up. The name of that truck is Sweet Gum. It's an older Sterling that we've got. I think it's like an 05. Truck runs good, does a good job for us, plus it's rear mount, which makes it nice to be able to make those swings back and forth. I could reach both the log pile and set them on the deck real nice. So I'm gonna get this chain swapped out, and then we're gonna get rocking. This, I'll tell you, is one of the only things I don't really like about this machine, is the fact that you pretty much have to get up in here to swap this chain out. I'm sure those of you with longer arms might be able to do it. or maybe some of the guys that have got them out there that want to comment on it. Maybe tell me if you found a better way to do it. One of the things that might make sense to engineer into this is make this area here, put it on some hinges and put a locking mechanism in place, but make it so you can swing it out here so you can access it, you know, give you a little bit more space in here, maybe move some of these lines a little bit, put that one on a 90 so you can get in here, but make it so you could get your body up in here a little bit so you can access this chain without having to climb into the chamber. Not that it's necessarily real dangerous, but some of the guys out there physically just have a hard time getting up into here. You know, your bigger guys. I'm not a real big guy. I'm only, you know, about 5'8", 5'9", 185 pounds. So, you know, I'm not a real good example of a lot of tree guys. Get this snugged up pretty good. All right. We'll crank down these 7/8 nuts here. Try and keep these guys together so I don't drop one or lose it. Like I said, it's kind of a tight fit. And if you're not real, you know, flexible, or maybe if you're somebody that's pretty stiff all the time, it's not a great thing to do, to have to get in and out of that bugger. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up the machine, let this warm up for a bit, get the conveyor ripping. I'm gonna show you guys some firewood. bump, this will grab it and help push it forward. Gotta shut it down for a minute. I'm gonna walk you over here and show you what happened. The chain for the feed popped off, and I don't know without looking at it if I broke it or if it just came off. Yeah, it looks like it broke the link. Just a little bit of resistance there. This log caught a little bit too much on this, and that resistance just popped that link, which is good that they do that because it prevents damage to anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and shut you down for a little bit. We'll get this fixed and we'll show you the progress throughout the day. Okay guys, we got everything fixed back up. We're going to go ahead and run through this deck and then take some lunch. Should give you a pretty good angle of what we got going on here. Hey guys, well that's going to end this session. I've had a bunch of struggles this morning. I'm not sure what's going on with the saw, but for some reason it's not cutting all the way through. I don't know if the chain is dull, maybe you got into some metal or some dirt that I didn't see. I'm going to take a look at it here and go to lunch. I'm going to show you the pile that we've put up so far. Just that little bit there, probably, oh I don't know, somewhere right around 4 or 5 face, so not a lot, but we've had some, like I said, we've had some struggles this morning breaking that chain, and then had some wood not want to sit in there well, struggled with that, and then of course I've had to load the deck by myself, which is just one of those things, just takes extra time. So I will show you guys the progress throughout the day, and we will be back after lunch. Okay guys, here we are at the end of the day. I didn't get anywhere near as much done as I wanted to because I ran into a ton of obstacles. Some of the wood didn't want to go through, didn't cut right, obviously the broken chain, but I'll spin you around and show you what we did. That's how much I got done today. I'm going to say in the vicinity of 6 to 8 face, somewhere around there. As you can see in the background, Ty has the small dump truck Yukon loaded up, and he's loading up our first run with Osage, the big dump truck. We're figuring we're going to get somewhere in the vicinity of 20 face on that, so that's going to be a big load. It's our first run with that with Firewood, so we'll know more here as to how that handles it. But as you can see, there's not a lot of the old stuff left. That's the second load for Ty, and then this one here, once it's loaded, puts a major dent in our older stuff. We're trying to get some of the crap out of it. We had quite a bit of dirt and debris pushed up into it, which is kind of a learning experience for some of these guys down here, so a little different process, but once we get it nailed down, I think we'll be good to go. So yeah, we're full boat Firewood right now. Like I said, we've got at least one more load on order after this. The gentleman didn't show up today for his. That's a small one. That's only like 5 face or so, 5 to 6 face. So it won't really put a huge dent in what we've got. But as you can see, we've sold a ton of wood so far, and we've dwindled our pile that we had of logs. This is what we've got left over here. Still got the second row intact, but I cut the first pile, maybe not in half today, but darn close to it. So there's maybe 8 to 10 face there, a little bit better, and then of course the same on the back side, another 12 to 15 or so. So we don't have a lot left in inventory as we're getting going here in Firewood season, but that can change rapidly around here. We got a couple of good removals, and boy, we could really fill this yard up. So here we are in Firewood season, starting to come on board here. Okay guys, here I am at the yard where we delivered the firewood to, and I want to do a little comparison for you. This pile here is what I just dumped out of Osage, which, like I said, I'm figuring it to be right around 20 face-ish. This is the pile that came out of Yukon earlier, which we figure is right around 9. So I think we got pretty good load here. Like I said, there's some debris and stuff in there that they aren't going to be able to use, but for the most part we're going to start cleaning up the pile and have it be a real nice pile of firewood. So appreciate you guys watching. Again, like, share, subscribe, help us grow our channel, grow our reach, and look forward to more content coming. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day.